ask you there, Hiba, will we get much clarity? Do you need more clarity from the position of the immigration from the Democratic ticket?
So I think that the companies that operate in the tech industry, as well as the AI industry, semiconductor, basically any industry in which the United States wants to be a global leader and continue to dominate, they're definitely looking for a lot more clarity when it comes to what the next president's policy is going to be with respect to high-skilled immigration. And the reason that this is so important for companies, particularly in the tech sector, is because there is a heavy reliance on visas like the H-1B visa, because when it comes to employees who have the necessary STEM skills that these companies are looking for, demand still very much outweighs supply. And so whoever the next president is going to be, it's really, really important to point out that what we really need for the success of the tech industry and other industries is an immigration policy that actually reflects a 21st century economy.
Hiba, former President Trump actually gave some detail on how he'd approach visas, particularly those originating from students of US universities, on the All In podcast. And then he discussed it with Bloomberg in July as well. Have you had any detail or sense from the Harris ticket on a specific approach to technology-relevant visas?
So what we know about Vice President Harris is that she definitely has close ties to the tech industry. There were 200 tech leaders who came out and endorsed her publicly. Now, as you mentioned, the DNC is right around the corner, so we're definitely going to learn a lot more here in the next few days. But, you know, what most people are expecting of Vice President Harris is that she's going to continue President Biden's approach to high-skilled immigration. And President Biden's approach has been, in large part, walking back Trump-era policy.
I wondered if we could sort of take a bipartisan look at the mechanics of getting a visa and the federal administration of visas. I got my first visa in 2018 under the Trump administration and had to renew it in the chaos of COVID. But how easy procedurally is it now in this state right this moment to get an H-1B?
So it's not necessarily as difficult as it was during the Trump administration. The experience that a lot of immigration practitioners had during the Trump administration was that the process was a lot longer and it felt somewhat inefficient. I think that that's why it's really important to watch what the results of this election are going to be, because some of the concerns that the companies have experienced is whether or not policy pertaining to H-1B visas and other policies surrounding high-skilled immigration are actually going to act as a deterrent and discourage high-skilled talent from coming to the United States and making the United States their home. And if that happens, then companies are going to run into issues in terms of whether they can remain competitive, because they may not necessarily be able to hire the best and brightest from around the world.
And perhaps we see what occurred back in previous administration, where Canada suddenly got a lot of high skill, perhaps, versus the United States. What about other types of visas? We all focus in so much on an H-1B, but I came in 2018 on an L-1. I mean, how many other routes are there to be and contribute to the US economy?
I think that there are several other routes, but the eligibility standards are a little bit more controlled and restricted. And that's why the H-1B visa is so important. It's the type of visa that a lot more people could potentially be eligible for. And as a result, it's the most frequently leveraged employer-sponsored visa by several industries, including the tech industry. And so with respect to policy when it comes to high-skilled immigration, you know, rules, policy surrounding H-1B visas is definitely going to be top of mind. It's really important to continue to have immigration policy that actually encourages talent to come to the United States and innovate, because the next time somebody, you know, founds the next Google or the next Tesla, we still want that to be an American company.